Welcome back to Dropped In. I am so grateful to be here with you today and to share a microdose hit of magic and medicine with you. I just had the honor of having one of the most expansive days of my life. Today was a day where I was feeling all the feels, like the butterfly feels, like in your pit of your stomach, just that swirling and twirling in your solar plexus that goes all the way up into your heart space. And I was just like moved with this energy that was really kind of pulling me forward, if you will. And this energy I have been feeling residing in me for quite some time. And I feel like I've been trying to suppress it and repress it. And I feel like I've been trying to keep one foot in the water over here and extending my leg as far as I possibly can straight ahead of me. And today I feel was the catalyst in taking the fucking leap and going into this next level of myself, of my life, of my business, and I'm here for it. Today started off with being very intentional, as I always am, but I've been really even more so intentional since the full moon in Capricorn. That moon was a catalyst for me to really get down and dirty and sit and burn away all of the things that I have been holding on to, all of the parts of myself that I wasn't quite ready to let go of. I burned down some of the relationships that have fallen apart or fallen away, and ones that I was grieving from. Nothing happened. It felt like I was getting ghosted. And that this is part of the evolution. This is part of the growth. This is part of the expansion. And it happens. And it doesn't mean that anyone is better than or less than. It's just part of the experience. It's part of our growth as souls. It's part of our evolution. This, after all, is what we came here to do. This is the contract that we signed, is to continue to grow and expand within our soul selves. And so today was like that tipping point where I was like, wow, like my intentions that I set on that full moon and the energy that I cleared and the energy that I released and the intentions that I set to really show up for myself even more deeply, even more connected, even more clearly, to really be intentional with how I move my body, being intentional with starting a new 40-day meditation, being intentional with moving my body through breath, through movement, through mantra, like really getting myself into this energetic state. I've gone back to, over the last few weeks, into resistance training, weight training, which I haven't done for years, and it feels so good. I've gotten back into really going on long hikes and getting my steps in. I've really been intentional about like fueling my body with the optimal nutrition, and I feel so good, so dropped in. And today I felt, when I was intentional with waking up at 5, when my alarm I set to get up, I didn't press snooze. I didn't say, oh, I'll get up at this time. It's like, no, I set the intention to get up this time, and I got up at that time. I followed through with my intention. This is how you build self-trust, P.S. And then I went out and moved my body through lifting weights. I then went out into my studio and did a Kundalini practice and meditation. I then journaled. I then fueled my body with yummy breakfast. And I was really preparing myself up for this day because I knew it was a big day for me. And so my first call of the day started off with getting into the data and the analytics of my business and really studying that with a few mentors of mine and really getting into the depth of where I need to focus in my growth, in my evolution, and in my expansion within my business. It was such a potent conversation, and it just felt so expansive and like what else is possible as a result from really taking a deep perspective of the analytics within my business, both on my website as well as on social media. Then jumped on to another mastermind call with another mentor of mine and 2 of my dear friends and colleagues. And it was such an incredible conversation and such a beautiful, expansive way to set my goals up for success and really learning how to communicate effectively what this next level looks like for me, for my big picture vision of this next quarter and the next 6 months to date. I am so lit up. I'm so excited to have a plan in place to really dial into what my focus is on and to really focus on, again, these analytics to support myself in my growth and my business and this expansion, and calling in these beautiful clients that I now have space for as a result from clearing and releasing old energies, old habits, old behaviors, all of this stagnant energy that I was holding on to, that my ego was holding on to. And so today was so expansive. And then I had the opportunity of interviewing Coop Blackson. And as I shared on one of my previous podcasts, Coot was a huge catalyst for me and my personal growth. About 7 to 8 years ago, I was introduced to his work. I was introduced to his book, You Are the One, and I literally listened to it on repeat. And I have just recently purchased his book, The Magic of Surrender, and I highly, highly recommend it. And so today I had the honor of having him on as a guest for my podcast that you're listening to right now, dropped in. And I just am in this like, pinch me, thank you, more, please state. And the conversation was so profound and so deep and so real, and just felt entirely dropped in the entire time. And it felt as though we are playing on the same timeline. You know, a lot of the work that he shares, when he was sharing, I'm like, you're speaking my language. Like, this is just so incredible to be on this timeline with you. And the work that he facilitates at these retreats that he hosts sound very similar to the work that I facilitate. And so it was so incredible to be in this space, to be in this sacred union with him, and to share this deep conversation. It was a full circle moment for me, and one that I will never forget. And it also is an invitation to know that if this is possible, what else is possible? So this is the energy, this is the vision, this is the place I am playing in. I'm here for the expansion. I'm here for this next level. And I know that I'm calling up this next level version of myself to play in this realm of infinite possibility. And so I invite you, as you tune in, as you drop in, and as you listen, what do you feel called to do to clear out old energies? Perhaps you're holding on to old stagnant relationships, old stories, old habits, old behaviors, old beliefs, whatever it might be. I invite you to take inspired action and really get real with yourself. What are you no longer willing to tolerate in your life? What are you willing to take inspired action towards to clear out all of the stagnant, stuck energy, to make space for this new expansion, to make space for this next level of yourself? And what patterns, habits, behaviors, beliefs do you need to instill in yourself to support you in going and growing and expanding into this next level? Whew. I am just on cloud 9, and I'm gonna go move my body right now and anchor this in, really support my nervous system in this next level expansion. And this is what I'm here for. And this is what I teach, this is what I preach, this is what I embody, this is what I integrate, is to really show your body, to show your nervous system that this next level self that you're calling in, you are fully able and capable of supporting this next level vision. Soul leads, body calibrates, mind follows. So I'm gonna go show my body how to calibrate to this next level version that my soul has guided me to. And then my mind will be invited to come with us and play. But the mind is definitely not dictating the way. The mind has no right to mess with this groove, to get in the way of this flow state, and to try and inject anything other than love. So until next time, I will see you on Dropped In. Thank you so much for dropping in with me today. If you loved this episode, I would be forever grateful if you rated and reviewed. And if you feel called to share it with your community on social media, please tag me so I can thank you personally. Until next time, I will see you on Dropped In.